Hi, I'm John with Roundabout Woodworks, and in today's video I'm going to take the bowl that I roughed out in my last video and going to finish turn it. And I say from time to time that I don't bother sealing rough turn bowls, chainsaws. And the reason is, I'm going to show you the reason. This piece of red oak came from the other half of the log that the one you saw me rough on video came from. 15 minutes after I roughed that one, I roughed this one. Treated them both the same way, and I don't know if you can see, this one is cracked. The other one didn't crack at all. And after doing this for so long and so many times, I am convinced that it doesn't matter what you do. If the wood, the individual piece of wood, if it's going to crack, it's going to crack. There's nothing you can do to stop it. I know people don't believe that, and that's fine. I'm not trying to talk you into doing anything. I'm not trying to talk you into stop sealing. If sealing works for you, that's great. Genuinely happy for you, because it sucks to invest a half hour in a piece of wood and then have it crack so that you can't get a finished bowl out of it. I hate that, but in my area, with the humidity, relative humidity being what it is almost all year round, I get pieces of wood, some of them crack, some of them don't. Doesn't matter whether I seal them with wax or paint, doesn't make any difference. So I don't do anything, and exactly the same thing happens. I lose about the same percentage of bowls, roughly 20 to 30%. For this piece of wood it was 50%, because I got one good bowl and I got one cracked bowl. And normally I don't turn these. I don't know how far the crack goes in. It doesn't go all the way through, but that doesn't mean that it won't come apart on a lathe. I may try this one, but I'm not going to do it on video, because well, maybe I will do it on video, I don't know. If I don't do it on video, it's because nothing happened. I'll film it anyway. Maybe you'll see it. Anyway, I'm going to finish turn the other piece of red oak with a traditional bowl gouge. I may or may not use a scraper. Just depends. Sometimes I can get away without using a scraper, and sometimes I can't. Anyway, enjoy the video. Center's marked. I looked back to see how I looked on camera and it was off. Sorry about that. What I'm doing is trying to arrive at my final shape. When I rough turn the bowl, I try to, one of the reasons for leaving it an inch thick, it has nothing to do with whether it cracks or not. What it is leaving room to true it up and still have some wiggle room for shape. The rough turn shape is really the rough formed shape, but it's thick enough to give you enough room to true it up, like I just said. And there's just not enough room to drastically change the shape. So I'm working within the confines of the rough turned form to arrive, and I can't decide whether I want to make the bowl shorter or a steeper curve. So I'm doing a lot of starting and stopping and turning. I'm trying to get rid of the cambium layer here, and here, but they're kind of nice. I don't know, but it's down here on the foot. I'm going to lose the heartwood at the top, so I'm just going to keep turning it. It was free. Didn't cost me anything. Time. I also want the bowl to be stable when it sits on a table. So the foot can't be too small. The tenon that you see here is going to come off, and I may bring up the foot, the base of the bowl, to about here. That'll still give me a 2 3/4 inch deep bowl. That's 7 inches across right now. It's not going to be 7 inches across when I'm finished. think you're going to need a better angle. Stand by. Okay. I'm at my final wall thickness. I've done about that much, and it's going to be really difficult to come back. So I have to be very careful when I blend in these surfaces. The bowl is dry. This stain here is from the cat. I'm not sure what she was doing. What I just did was lower my tool rest slightly. If you watch my other video about setting the tool rest height on the inside of a bowl, you'll understand why I did that. But a quick explanation is the rest is farther away from the cutting surface, so the angle changes. Lowering the tool rest lets me keep my right hand in a more comfortable position. And I have to do this several times during a bowl haul. light cuts with this scraper. I'm just gently stroking. There's barely any contact at all. And I'm pulling, I'm not pushing, because I want to pull. I want the stroke to get lighter, not heavier. I'm trying to blend in the grooves and the lines with the gouge left. Sand down. I don't know if you can see that. Adjustment of cold jaws. Alright, we're mounted up. Sometimes I put grooves inside, on the bottom, on the foot rather. I'm not going to bother now because I don't have any grooves anywhere else on the piece. If I'd have put a groove up here by the rim, I would have definitely put a groove down here just to maintain the look. here's the one that was cracked. See the, I don't know if you can see. Cracks didn't go all the way through on one side, they did go all the way through on the other side. I put super glue in there, and they are barely visible now that I've got oil in the bowl. And it turned out quite nice. Anyway, that's finishing 2 red oak bowls.